The ink was still wet on the divorce papers when I stepped out of my lawyer's office. 36 and already a divorcee. Not exactly what I imagined when I'd said I do 8 years ago. The Montgomery heat pressed against my skin as I stood on the sidewalk, staring into nothing. I should have cried, screamed, felt something, but I was empty. "You okay, Annabelle?" Martha, my lawyer, touched my shoulder gently. "Fine," I said. Third affair was the charm, I guess. Brian hadn't even bothered denying it this time, just looked at me from across the kitchen table and said, "It just happened. Like accidentally putting salt in your coffee instead of sugar." Oops. I drove straight to the boathouse. The Montgomery Rowing Club had been my escape in college. Now it was my profession. The smell of river water and varnished wood hit me as I walked inside. Early afternoon, quiet, just what I needed. "Thought you were taking the day off," Reggie, our old groundskeeper, called from across the room. "Changed my mind," I replied. He nodded without question. That's why I liked Reggie. I changed into workout clothes, took out a single scull, and pushed off from the dock. My hands knew their place on the oars. Stroke by stroke, I left the shore behind, along with the courthouse and the wreckage of my marriage. Catch, drive, release, recovery, repeat. Unlike marriage, rowing had rhythm, predictability. By the time I returned, the sun was dipping low. My muscles ached in a good way, but the hollow in my chest stayed. 3 missed calls from Brian. Delete. That night I moved through the house like a ghost. Half the closet was empty, 1 toothbrush where there used to be 2. I opened a bottle of wine but didn't drink it, just sat on the back porch and watched fireflies blink into the darkness. Chapter 2. A New Stroke. I was at the boathouse before dawn. Busy was good. Busy meant not thinking. Women's competitive team at 6. Senior rec group at 9. High schoolers in the afternoon. No time to wallow. The river mist curled up from the water in the pale pink of sunrise. I breathed it in, something inside me shifting. "Well, hello there." Jack Williams, our club manager, appeared holding 2 cups of coffee. "Figured you'd be here early," he said, handing one over. "How'd it go yesterday?" "It's done," I said. He nodded. We'd known each other long enough for him to know not to press. "Team's looking good for the Southern Regatta," he said instead. "We need more power in the middle," I replied, "and Jessica's timing is still off." "That's why you're the coach." He wasn't wrong. At the boathouse, I wasn't someone's ex-wife. I was Coach Williams, respected, needed. I spotted her instantly. Even among athletes, she stood out, tall, with the kind of body built by years of training, red hair pulled into a tight ponytail, blue eyes scanning the room like she owned it. "You must be Bianca Stewart," I said, offering my hand. "I'm Annabelle Williams, head coach." "Nice to meet you, coach," she said with a firm grip. "I've heard great things about your program." Her eyes held mine a second too long, and suddenly I was aware of the dark circles under my own. "Let's see if we live up to your expectations. You bring your gear?" "Always prepared," she said with a faint smile. I introduced her to the team and watched them size her up. Female rowers are a fierce breed, disciplined, competitive, territorial. Mid-season newcomers don't get warm welcomes. "Atlanta Rowing Club, right?" Jessica asked, challenge clear in her tone. "Heard you took bronze at nationals." "That was before I joined," Bianca replied evenly. "I expect better results here." I hid my smile. Chapter 3. Resistance points on the water. I watched her with a coach's eye. Transfers usually took time to adjust, not Bianca. Her form was sharp, each stroke clean, powerful, controlled. She moved like water. She became the boat. "Your timing is perfect," I called out from the coaching launch. "Let's build power." After practice, while the team hit the showers, Bianca lingered by the dock. "Coach Williams," she said, "got a minute?" I nodded, curious. "I'd like to do extra training, early mornings, evenings, whatever works. I want to be fully integrated by Regatta." Her intensity surprised me. It was magnetic. I'm usually here by 5:30, I said. We could do half an hour before practice. Perfect, she smiled. This time it reached her eyes. I appreciate it. She turned to leave, and I found myself watching her walk away. What the hell was wrong with me? She was just another athlete. Talented, yes. But still. That night, a message popped up on my phone. Thanks again for the training time. Looking forward to tomorrow. Bianca. I stared at it longer than I needed to. Chapter 4. Under the Surface. 3 weeks passed. We trained in near silence, our breath visible in the morning chill, the mist curling like secrets between our boats. Ready to work on your catch timing? I asked. Always ready. I watched her row, then guided my coaching boat closer. Feel the connection earlier, I said, and without thinking, reached across the small gap and touched her arm. Like this, I murmured. Her skin was warm under my fingers. I pulled back too quickly. I think I've got it, she said, eyes meeting mine with something unreadable. The sunrise lit her red hair gold. I was captivated. Beautiful, I said softly, then added, technique. Chapter 5. Off the Water. That Friday, Leah dragged me out. You need a night out, something not related to rowing. She was right, which is how I ended up at Rackham Up, Montgomery's oldest pool hall. The air was thick with nostalgia, and probably a little smoke. There's Leah, I started to say, but stopped. A small crowd had gathered around a centre table. Through the bodies, I caught a flash of red hair, Bianca. She lined up a shot, posture relaxed, deadly focused. 3 men stood around her looking somewhere between amused and defeated. She sank the shot with surgical precision. That's game, she said. Who's next? I stepped forward before I could stop myself. I think I'll give it a try. She looked up, surprised, then pleased. Coach Williams. Annabelle, I corrected. We're not at the boathouse. Her grin widened. Annabelle then. Care to rack them up?